All right, here we go. Back in court for a tech-heavy case with a lot on the line. The detective is back on the stand, and things are about to get detailed fast. Get ready to see digital forensics in action.
Counsel, because it was involving scheduling, I had come out, you weren't here. And so I hope there's no objection. I was giving Mr. Bellotta a hint that we'll finish your direct examination and then come back, get another day, and begin with cross.
No objection at all, Your Honor. I completely understand.
All right. Okay, so we are back on the record in the case of Jillian Carey. Sir, I just remind you that you're still under oath since we took a break. I'm sure you know that. You may continue.
Thank you, Your Honor. Detective Parvis, looking at page 10 of your third report, what was the next part of your analysis? I think we left off when we were talking about some of the logs related to the Zoom and the email, and what you were doing next, as contained in your analysis on page 10.
Okay, the one-page report at 9.
I'm sorry, 9. I apologize.
It's the mistake made by the examiner, the defense's examiner.
Here's why this matters. If the Wi-Fi wasn't turned off, that email couldn't have just sent itself later. That tiny detail could completely unravel the argument about who actually sent it.
As you may recall, I actually used the stage of search database the first time when it's accessed, the second time when it's closed, the action is done. The third one is that automated transaction for the database is happening. The defense's examiner looked at that third column. In his forensic software, that column is named search gather time, and he thought that that's when the user was gathering the information somehow. It had something to do with the user, which is based on if one of my students said that, I would tell him to read the book all over again. This is just complete ignorance of how databases function. The next phase of this was that the defense examiner, based on many mistakes that I have, some of them I have explained here, typed a 10-page portion of his report is about this experiment that he conducted, showing that if you turn off your Wi-Fi and type an email, it's going to be in the outbox, and then when somebody opens that laptop, that email is going to be sent.
Why is that not relevant in this case?
Because
Now here's where it gets tricky. The prosecution points out that the defense's expert never even testified. So is it fair to criticize someone who isn't here to defend themselves? What do you think?
number one, we know that this was trying to say that somebody other than operating that laptop sent that email. It's not relevant because that laptop itself is telling me that somebody who was operating that very laptop sent that email. We have the artifacts in that laptop. Number two, we have the bouncing off of the San Township Wi-Fi. We know the location of that laptop. We know who was operating behind that. It's completely, again, this is the drawing a circle around this target. And then they went through 10 pages of doing an experiment showing that if you turn off the Wi-Fi, turn it, close the laptop, and the next person when they open up the laptop, it's going to send that email. That's the gist of it. Is I'm making the 10-page.
What is a Wi-Fi event log?
The Wi-Fi event log actually shows when you're turning off the Wi-Fi on a computer, and I provided a screenshot of what it looks like on my computer, and that is missing in the laptop. So the laptop is not showing that the Wi-Fi was turned on.
Okay. And the screenshot that you provided, that's on page 11?
That is page 11. On the top, you have my computer. When I turn it on the laptop, you're going to see a firmware that is operating that particular Wi-Fi card. Mine is version 2, and the one on the laptop was version 6. So when I'm looking for any activities by that firmware on that laptop, I see that the last time that laptop was even accessed, that driver was even accessed, was on November 8th, which is 7 days before this event occurred. So
Are these also artifacts? Would you call these artifacts? And you don't see any support for the Wi-Fi having been turned off and on?
yeah, it's support by I see contradictory artifacts contradicting what the defense examiner was saying.
Is it your expert opinion the Wi-Fi had been turned on and off on that date?
No, it wasn't. It's we never had any indication by anyone she talked to Deputy Phillips. We don't have any indication from the log that Wi-Fi was turned. Then the defense's examiner constantly brought up this issue of Microsoft audit log.
What is a Microsoft audit log?
I guess at this point, I'm going to object to this testimony about what our examiner said. We have not called that examiner as a witness, and it's the prosecution's burden to prove their case. I don't think it's necessary, and I think it's wasting the court's time and everyone here's time to talk about what a report that's not in evidence, and our expert is not here to defend himself on his report, so I think that's not appropriate.
Next up, Exhibit G. But according to the detective, it's basically useless. It's just a printout with no data behind it. And in digital forensics, if there's no metadata, there's no proof.
But I would imagine that, and just anticipating that your questions to the detective are going to go from some analysis of your expert. I mean, whether right, wrong, or... Okay, thank you. Thank you. All right.
Thank you.
Go ahead.
What are Microsoft audit logs, please?
It is it's part of the subscription with Microsoft. It's Microsoft will maintain your actions as if you're in front of your laptop. So if you delete something, an email, you do any kind of activity with your email, how much you pay for the amount of storage that it's going to keep it for as long.
Is it the same thing as a server log?
It's not. The server log is by far more particular than the Microsoft audit log actually pertains. The server log pertains to this case. Microsoft, all it's going to provide is that an email at that time was sent. I know that based on examination of the laptop and based on the server logs. The examiner kept harping on that over and over again. I did contact the IT Township, Township's IT person, and I asked over and over again, not for particularly Microsoft audit logs, because it is the township, you're going to have full access to what everybody did. I didn't want that. What I was specifically asking for was that they're using the TFI archiver, which in my experience is the best foolproof and you cannot contaminate that server. It's made for the discovery, so you can actually go in and without worrying about any contamination, extracting information. I wanted that, and I knew that the township was able to use my archive. That's what I wanted.
Were you able to get that?
Again, I contacted the IT. I was hopeful I could get access to it a year later when my second report was done, I could not get it wrong.
That's a big statement. The detective says it outright. The defendant sent that email from that laptop at that location. And the evidence backs it up, from the digital logs to the defendant's own admission.
Directing your attention to Appendix A in this report, which is the last page of it, can you explain to the court what this shows?
So this is the database entry in, I'm reiterating that, and I'm actually, this time, the same screenshot in my first report did not include the Matthew note at the bottom where the computer says red. And I just wanted to bring attention to the fact that the computer says that email was read again. I hesitate to say that I say it was X.
And Your Honor, may I approach with Defendant's Exhibit G that has been admitted into evidence?
Yes.
Detective Parvis, do you recognize the Exhibit G I've just placed in front of you? And have you seen that before?
I saw it when you pulled it up here today. I think I vaguely remember this from our meeting last year with the defense.
And were you able to do any analysis based on this?
No, it's just a paper. It's just a print out of some email. There's not even a header information in this. Not that the header information gives much information. I do need the server log. I do need to find out. The question that is coming back to me. It was about something about why it was sent twice, an email was sent twice.
And did you do any analysis or expert forensic? Why not?
The problem is that this is this is the defense's paper.
Okay.
It has nothing to back this. Emails are not made to be instant at all. That's not what emails are there for. Maybe you're at the mercy of the server, the email server. And at this point, maybe the server upgrades, maybe new access. It could be anything that caused this. This is just something that this is one of those unquantifiable claims. I don't have anything to research. What happened?
Detective Parvis, in your expert opinion.
And that's a wrap for now. Cross-examination is set for July 1st. If the direct testimony was this intense, you can bet the next round is going to be explosive. Don't miss it.
Was this email, the election email, sent automatically or by a person?
It was sent by a person.
Was it accessed automatically or by a person?
By a person.
Who was it sent and accessed by?
Based on the interview with the defendant was there operating that laptop at the time when this email was sent, and we know the location based on both the defendant's statement and the Wi-Fi.
Thank you, Your Honor. I'm done there.
All right, very good. So what we will do, having finished the direct of Detective Parvis, is we'll, as indicated with counsel, will adjourn to another date for the beginning of cross. What dates did we have?
Do it Tuesday.
Okay, all right. I can continue this. This works. We can do June 30th in the morning, or I can do July 1st at 1.
July 1st at 1 works for the people?
Your Honor, both of the dates work for me, but I would ask that we put it on a date where we know we're gonna get it in. I'm gonna probably have at least 2 hours for the witness and cross. So I'd like to Is there a day that you know that you're gonna have a couple hours with us? Because, no,
I gave you like 4 today. I always have
I
time.
know, but I mean, I appreciate it. It's-
What?
I'd like to do it
You
in
want
the
to
business.
you want
That's
to
not
sleep?
that-
I don't sleep, so I get it.
maybe yes.
No, these are dates that we're kind of giving you a special time.
Okay, good. 1 o'clock is fine.
All right, so we will adjourn this and for its continuation and follow up, but I'd like to finish it that day.
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you.
July 1st.